Well, hello indie people, how are you guys doing? And this is the first day of World Autism Awareness Week. It is April the 1st, 2019. Today I'm going to be talking about my 5 autistic traits I love, which are a part of my autism that I wanted to share with you guys. But if you are brand new to the channel, consider subscribing and hitting that notification bell for more autism videos, because I do this all of the time. But basically when people talk about autism, sometimes it's quite negative, and I really wanted to highlight some traits that I feel are personally quite positive and I really love about myself. First autism trait I love about myself is this ability to make up words or expressions. I don't know where it comes from, I really don't. It's just one of those things that I really love about myself because it's just really cool. There's no better way of putting it. And what I mean by making up words or expressions is basically I'll say a word, brick. Bricks are cool. Bricks are like rocky and very rectangularly shaped. See, I just made up a word there. Rectangularly isn't a word, but it just sounds really cool, doesn't it? Let me know down below if you think rectangularly should be a word. And for expressions, I'll just say something like, oh, this place is very bricky, which doesn't sound right, but it still sounds really, really cool. And actually, this is an autism thing, because sometimes we might not be able to find the words to describe a situation or a thing. Some autistic people will talk and then kind of lose our train of thought sometimes, and then we tend to fill in the blanks with what we can see, hear, stuff like that. That's what it's like for me. I don't know if you are the same. I'll start talking and then a random thought will pop into my head, or like a noise or something visual, and I'll fill in the blanks of what I'm trying to say with random words that just don't make any sense. And the reason why I love this trait about myself is just because most of the time I don't even notice it. Someone else notices that I just made up a word or an expression, and then they say it back to me, and it's like, I still think it's really cool. I don't know what it is. I just really like it. It just makes me me, and I'd rather, you know, say what I want to say, and, you know, even if it doesn't make sense, it's just me at the end of the day, and you know what, I'm quite happy with that. Second autism trait I love is my natural curiosity. I've only recently noticed in the last few years or so that I get curious about a lot of weird things. This is really relating to my work. Now, I work full-time as an administrator, and I've worked in offices in the last 2-3 years. I've really noticed that I get curious about the way things work, how things work, why they are that way, and trying to think of ways to improve it in order to improve organizations as a whole. And this natural curiosity really helps not only the business, but also helps myself, because, you know, it makes me learn about the process and all of the business, and I get a much better idea of everything as a whole. So natural curiosity really helps in the real world. It helps with my job, and also it helps with YouTube, because if I don't know how to do something, or I want to figure out something and how it works, I'll really deep dive into how it works. And really, it's just the traits that I really love about myself. Now, the third autism trait I love about myself is my black and white approach to things. I feel this is a trait that a lot of autistic people have, you know, that idea of seeing a situation and instantly figuring out if it's right or wrong. I do realize that some situations can be very grey, you know, they're not very right or very wrong. I wanted to include it in this list because it kind of shows kind of the innocence of autistic people. Like, I always try to see the good in people, and when I see something that I don't agree with, you know, I can just say if it's right or wrong. And I think a black-white approach to things can be really good, and actually it's really good when it comes to decision making. You know, you can see a situation and, you know, either say, yeah, this is fine, or no, that's not fine. You know, it really helps, actually, you know, being able to make decisions. It's just something that I like about myself, because it just makes me a lot more decisive, because away from YouTube, I'm not very decisive at all. Now, the fourth autism trait I love about myself is my fixation on my interests. Now, I need a friend for this one. So, meet Larry the llama. Yeah, I've had him since December. I love him so much. Basically, fixation on interests. I've recently become really fascinated by llamas and, you know, alpacas, all the the rest of it, you know, I really love them. And when I get interested in something, I get really interested in something. Isn't that right, Larry? I proper get fixated, you know. Oh, thanks, Larry. That's lovely. When I'm fixated on something, I want to know everything about it. It really ties into the natural curiosity part of the video. I don't know, guys. When I love something, I just want to know everything about it. I just want to be immersed in it, you know, because it makes me feel happy. It makes me feel safe. Sometimes I will admit I do talk about my interests a bit too much, especially in real life. Not so much online, but more in real life. I talk about YouTube because this is a massive interest of mine. And just exploring our interests, getting fixated on them, I don't think it's a bad thing at all, and I think it's something that we should be celebrating. And actually, guys, since I showed you Larry, what is your favourite interest? Do you have a special interest in something in particular? Let us know down below. Let me and Larry know, because we're just really curious. Now, the fifth autism trait I love about myself is my just general love of routines. Like, I just like routines. Like, routines just make the world go round, and it just makes me feel comfortable, safe, relaxed, and it's a side of myself that I really love because it just really helps with my organisation. It helps me just be able to actually function, because if I didn't have routines for different things, then I don't know, I just wouldn't be able to cope. And actually, talking about changes and feeling anxious about changes, I did make a video talking about autism and change if you want to check that video out. But the reason why I love routines is just because it's a part of me that I really like, and it's just something that makes me me, really. You know, just the idea of doing things in a set way, in a set time, you know, just doing my own thing, you know, it just makes me me, you know, and it's my way of doing things, and that's the most important thing, you know. Autism traits, you know, you might relate to some of these, you might not have related to any of these, but it does go to show though that autism is not a universal thing. You know, we can have similarities, but there's also differences there. Just to let you know that tomorrow is going to be World Autism Awareness Day. I'm going to be posting a very special video for that one. To ensure that you see that video, if you're watching this on YouTube, make sure you hit the subscribe button and that notification bell so you don't miss it. And when you do see that video, be sure to share it, because it is a really special video. It's not something I've done on this channel ever, and I'm really excited about it, and I think you guys will really love it. And also, what's one trait about yourself, either an autism trait or just you as a person? What's one thing that you love about yourself? Let us all know down below in the comments. It'd be great to hear from you. But for now, if you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that like button so I know. Share it with a friend if you want to as well. Stay you, stay indie. Have a great day, guys, and I'll see you all very soon.